Welcome everyone back to another episode of the VR Squad. This is the podcast where we are coming together to talk to you about what's the latest games and what's the latest equipment. With us today, we got Extended Reality, Kayomi, Julie Hooks, Unusual, and me, your grandpa.
Let's get
Man,
into
the
it.
vibrato on Grandpa got me hard, man. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm getting it out. Ooh.
All right, let's get to the topics. Okay, so let's just go into the VR games because we kind of skipped over that in the first episode. We kind of talked about it a little bit. So let's go back a little bit more in depth to see what games that are popular and some that aren't popular that is still really good to play and you should 100% have. All right, so for me, the first one is The Forest. It's a supported VR. It scares the shit out of you. And the controls aren't bad for Index or CV1. For the ones I've tried, CV1 and Index are good. I'm not sure about Vive or all those, but those two are good. The storyline and everything, it fits really well in VR. So I think that should be in the top things you should get.
Now, is it a native VR game? Because I haven't played it.
It's supported.
Okay, cool.
But has a good support.
Nice. And it's a horror game. That sounds cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, the fuck are you laughing for?
Not see what I was doing? Like, the middle of the conversation just started going, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool.
Alright, what is the next,
Nobody fucking noticed.
Well, I think the next obvious choice for anybody that has VR is Pavlov. That's where I spend most of my time in VR.
Yeah. Well, as we said in the first episode, it's a good thing to like socialize with and stuff. It has a nice community. If you search, do not go in community service as we said before, because that's where you find the 5-year-olds. Same with Rec Room. Do not recommend. There you go. That's pretty much what we said in the first episode. So.
Yeah, but the guns in that game are realistic. Of course, you don't get the weight or anything. I'm sure we'll get to that point where you'll actually be able to feel the weight of whatever you're picking up. But, the guns are super realistic. They've made updates to where you can actually take off the different pieces of equipment.
Yeah. But,
Cancer, by the way.
Need to fix a little bit of the lagginess.
Oh yeah, your headset just fucking died halfway through.
It did?
Cut out a little bit, so you just looked like you were doing rap hands for a little while.
Oh, I didn't even talk for a little bit there?
Yeah.
I know, you kind of
like
cut out.
3 seconds. It doesn't matter. But actually, because I think a few of you played Onward.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, it depends on who you're playing.
Okay,
it with.
no. So this is what I want. What is the difference between Pavlov and Onward, and why is one better than the other one?
Alright. Let me wait for my ping to go down, and then I'll answer that.
So he doesn't crash like he did the other 2 podcasts.
I'm not crashing. I'm just laggy, kinda.
Kinda.
So Extended, did you play Onward? I think you played Onward before.
I did.
So what's the difference between Onward and Pavlov that make it different in...
I mean, Onward is a bit more serious with the mechanics, and like Pavlov, I feel like is more for the faint of heart that want to just mess around. And Onward's got like a bunch of... Though Onward does have like a fun concept, because Onward, unlike Pavlov, has like a survival type mode.
Yeah.
And you can fight against AI, and it's a fun game. It's just if you're looking to have fun and do some funny shit, then I would think Pavlov is the better choice.
I mean, I guess a good comparison, if you're talking about just regular PC games or console games, I would say Pavlov is Battlefields compared to Arma 2. Arma 2 is more like Onward, where you're being serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I totally agree with that.
so you for like beginners and more experienced, is Pavlov better than Onward?
It just depends on what you're trying to do. If you're queuing with friends to have a fun time, or if you're trying to go super realistic, then Onward. But if you only just want to have a fun time and you're not with other people, then like friends, Pavlov 100% of the time, because Onward community servers are way too harsh. You're not a nice community around Onward, I don't think.
Is it more toxic or like super serious that everything if you do one mistake?
It's just serious. It's not the best. It's not really toxicity from what I've seen, but it's mainly just the seriousness isn't really fun.
So it's like if a beginner joins, they would not help them. They would criticize.
No, yeah. Well, when I done a couple matches, it wasn't that fun. The people weren't not the nicest, and you die so quickly, and there's no respawn basically because they coming from Pavlov, and then they're like actually going for military realism, so they're really actually trying, and you're just trying to mess around. You're pretty screwed. So if you're going for extreme realism, then Onward. But
lower your mic, please. Holy shit.
Lower my volume.
Yes.
No, that sounds pretty good.
That's fine.
But I think that your the comparisons are great because Onward. Let's think of like Modern Warfare or Call of Duty on the console. Like Call of Duty was everyone's game, but then you had this small group of people that really wanted to play it to a real, authentic, competitive level, and that's where I think.
His mic again.
Hold on.
It's not just me, right? Oh, you're good. You're good. I hear you now.
Okay.
Your mic
It's because
just
the
AIDS.
headset that I'm using is dying.
Yeah, mine's about to die in a second. I'm gonna charge mine.
Well, I have mine on the charger, but I guess it keeps on kicking off.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But
Yeah,
alright.
are you guys using wireless adapters?
I'm trying to think how I can. Yeah, I'm using a wireless Logitech.
Oh, that's gamer. Yeah, just plug that thing in.
It is plugged in.
All right.
It keeps on kicking off.
So while
I
this is
just
going,
plugged mine in.
extended. So you say it's more like a competitive. So for the beginners, you should definitely not go in it or get it in.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't know if I recommend Onward as a whole, really, because Onward is like one of those games that you would play like a few times a year, maybe, just because like you're probably feeling a little different, and you're trying to go for you're just trying to shoot things, and I feel like Pavlov is better for that as like overall, and Onward really is just a Pavlov, more realistic type copy and paste.
There's a different community too.
It is a different community.
Yeah.
And that's a
I'm not
problem.
gonna say that Pavlov's community is more toxic, but Pavlov's got more of like a variety.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, there's more people. Like
Yeah.
Pavlov is one of the most popular VR games, right? VR chat is just bigger because you can play without PC, without VR. I mean, so that makes that better than Pavlov for a lot of people. But what is extended? What is like your it doesn't need to be popular, but what is your favorite game that you would recommend to any new player?
I'm gonna be honest, but if you're trying to have fun and play with friends, then obviously I'm gonna go with either VR Chat or Pavlov. But a very amazing VR game that I love from the very bottom of my heart. It is my favorite VR game. It tops every other VR game, even Pavlov and VR Chat, and that's Boneworks. Boneworks is amazing overall. There is not a single part of this shape that is not shaded. Boneworks is a very alive game. I fully recommend it. The story is amazing, because every ending of a level is the beginning of the level, and if you're playing it through one playthrough, it really is an adventure. And you also got a bunch of stuff like Sandbox and Arena. It's a very fun game, and I 100% recommend it.
So Grandpa, what were you like? What is your favorite? Like, not it doesn't need to be popular. It doesn't need to be multiplayer. It can be single player. It can be VR support. Any VR game that you like, that you would recommend. And his mic died. So,
I just see Brett just.
all right, Kai, what is your why did I say Kakayo? What is your favorite VR game? That
My
isn't
favorite VR
Chat
game.
or Pavlov, a single player game.
My favorite VR game has gotta be Super Hot.
Really?
Yes. I really like the mechanics with it, where like when you move, everything else moves, but when you stop, you don't. Like, I think the concept of that is very neat, very unique.
And it's good with the Vive controllers. Would you recommend it with the Vive controllers?
Yes. Yes, I would.
With the meat scrapers? Oh wait, what?
Wands.
Okay, the
Your
controllers
corn
are very
dogs.
hard to use,
Corn
but they
dogs.
are still good. Besides
Corn-
when you have a very low ceiling and then you end up hitting it.
Corn dogs.
Yeah.
All right, so oh, he fucking died. That doesn't matter.
Uh,
But let's just
Love
continue.
you, Grandpa.
So
What?
rest in pieces. Oh, he got cremated.
Rest in peace.
Alright,
Oh
so
my
let's get to the
God.
All the cops. They can't unshit your mother's cremation urine.
let's get to the next topic. So with the new announcement of the PlayStation 5, what do you think the advances of VR, like, cause the system is pretty powerful for what it has. It's pretty powerful. What do you think, like, cause they're probably gonna roll out with another VR headset. Like there's like, I think there's like more than a 50% chance they're making a new headset. Cause with
Their
that,
first headset did very well.
yeah, no, because the reason it did very well is because if you had a PlayStation, you could just spend $200 and get the headset. So it wasn't
PlayStation, so
like,
it was
'cause,
very viable.
yeah, it was only $600 for a PlayStation and the headset.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want a PlayStation and you can spend another $200, bam, you got a VR headset. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's very easy to do it like that. Same with the Quest. Boom, you just buy the headset. If you just want to dip your feet a little bit in VR, you got a headset. There you go. You can play Beat Saber, and if you really like it, then you upgrade.
Yeah.
That's like with every like with the Xbox. If you like the Xbox 360, you probably upgrade to the Xbox One. If you have the PlayStation,
Yeah.
you probably upgrade it. If you have a computer, you probably upgraded it. There's everything that, like, if you like it, you will upgrade it. So always start with never buy a very expensive headset if you're just trying out, because it's not gonna be, if you're not gonna use it much, just buy a Quest all in all. Just if you're not gonna use it much.
Because it's the people who start off and they buy a Vive Pro or they buy an Index without having a prior experience or a prior headset. Those are the people who really hate on VR, because like, yeah, I just wasted all my money on this thing and I never used it, when really it's kind of their fault,
Yeah,
their problem.
because
Yeah.
there are, I actually have a list of headsets here. So just give me fuck. So basically it's like, there's like the mixed reality headsets. There's a bunch of them. There's like
Yeah.
the Samsung. There's the fuck. I don't remember, but there's like there's a
There's the fuck. You gotta bleep that out.
no. I'm not gonna bleep that out.
I'm gonna make you.
No.
That's for the extra work.
But
I tried extended.
so like, what do you think extended on the PlayStation 5, do you think there might be a headset that's gonna go with that they might add?
Oh well, for sure. I mean, PlayStation. I feel like they're gonna do what's going on right now because I feel like PlayStation's the type to do that. Like PlayStation 4 had a VR
Mm-hmm.
for a while.
The one
Yeah.
problem, the one problem I have with the PlayStation is the games. It's like, is there gonna be VR chat? Maybe Pavlov if they can get that in. Are they gonna be able to have the games that make it popular?
Well, I think their whole thing is that they have all of their exclusive games. Like they have
Right.
the Batman and stuff. They
I
have
was
all
gonna
their
say-
special things.
Like
So
the
I think
one thing
that's
that
appeal too.
the one thing that I don't like what PlayStation VR does is the VR games that they are like the VR games that they're making like are games that aren't meant to be in VR that well.
Yeah.
Like Batman Arkham is one thing, but they got Skyrim VR. I'm pretty sure they have Payday VR. I don't know.
No, they don't.
They don't, but
the
they,
pro-
they have like a bunch of games that like that are like console games, and they try to make them VR, like Borderlands.
Yeah.
Borderlands, is what I was looking for, and that's not very good in VR. So it's like
It's like, yeah. It's like I always try to check to see if they added a new one, but they barely add new ones
Mhm.
anymore. It's like it's rare. I think the newest one they added was thinking of that, Tetris Effect. That should not be a VR game.
Nope.
No.
It's like
Oh.
like why is that a VR game now? It shouldn't. It's like I'm fine for making exclusives, but at least if you're gonna make an exclusive, make them right. PlayStation, you've done good exclusives in the past, like Spider-Man, all of those have been good exclusives. You can make one good VR exclusive.
Mhm.
It's like it might be harder to, but it's like if you can get some developers to do them.
Valve did it.
Valve did it.
Yeah.
It might have took them 10 years, but
It's alright.
they made an amazing game.
They did, yeah.
I think that actually shifted the VR in the right direction. Also with that game, it opened
Oh,
people's
100%.
mind.
Yeah, it opened so many doors for other companies to take after the mechanics
Yeah,
that they used in that game.
because
Same thing with DreamWorks. They
Right.
opened a lot of doors for
yeah,
other companies to be inspired by the things that they had done.
yeah,
Well, see, the funny thing is that like I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but like if you really think about it, Boneworks and Alex are completely two different things. And I mean, sure, they may have like the mechanics where you can really do whatever you want when it comes to like what's around you in the environment, but the freedom is the direction that we gotta go in. Like, how far away are we from the Oasis? If you think about it, we're not far at all.
no,
But I mean, we're not
Wireless headsets.
right. Wireless headsets.
the
Sorry, my shit died. Windows decided to do an update. Everything just went to shit, so I'm coming back in.
all right, that's fine. But
The voice of Grandpa in the urn is talking to us, guys. He's coming out of.
Grandpa?
Definitely.
Is that
cremated.
you? Is that you from the heaven?
Grandpa?
He's coming back. He's
but-
gonna be good when he comes back.
But like, yeah, there is the one thing that I'm still a little kind of about is the inside out tracking. They have been doing good they have been doing good, but I'm like, to what? Because there's also been problems with it. It's not been like the golden stuff like the base stations and stuff like that. They haven't been like, the nicest of things.
Yeah, I feel like what Oculus did wrong with their inside-out tracking was that they didn't make it so you could pair the CV1 trackers with it to have full body.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they should have done, and that might be what they do with their next headset. They have inside-out for the beginners, and then they have
Oh yeah, their new headset.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they should do. Inside Out for beginners who don't want to spend that much, and then you can go pro with getting external trackers to have full body.
Like, cause I don't think it's that hard to get full body in it. I really don't
Yeah.
think it's hard.
It's not that hard.
But
You just really need the trackers, and that's kind of it.
but
Oh, look, Grandpa's
There's
alive.
no option with
Yeah, I'm
this.
back.
oh
Excellent.
holy
God.
shit, he's been how do you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
You
back.
revived!
Also,
Grandpa!
I-
From the
for
ashes.
audio quality,
From the
I got
ashes.
it, but I'm here.
How they say it in the Fortnite kids. They grabbed the reboot band and they plugged them in.
We got his V card.
Energy pulled up.
Where you
Is
going?
that extended?
Where are you going?
To hell.
Well, like you're talking about full body tracking, I think one of the things that maybe has been missed technology-wise is using the same technology that they use for CGI movie making, and just put that and implement it every day.
Oh yeah, I heard an article that there's a new people that are making trackers, and like full hand tracking with gloves. Like you literally put on a glove and it's hand tracking.
I saw that.
And I'm like, holy shit! I checked the price. It's $5,000. I'm like, yeah.
Jesus.
No,
It's
that's
not like
for
back in the day.
that's for the
with
that's
Nintendo
just for
Power
the
Glove.
the gloves. 5,000 for the gloves. And then I think it was like 3,000 for the trackers or something like that.
Wow. Oh, just for the actual gloves to put the trackers on.
No, the gloves for hand tracking is 5,000.
Oh, okay. Well, like one of the things that they use is infrared dots, and they use them at Harry Potter World. That's how the wands work. So why not use them on body tracking? Also, whatever happened to fucking Leap Motion? Remember that? Anyone?
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Leap Motion was this
Oh, yeah.
little thing that you would put on the dev version of Oculus. It was this little tiny thing that looked like a little tiny rectangle. You put it on there, and then it would track your hands without the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept to bring back. There's a lot of other companies who have done similar things, I think, with tracking in general.
Like, and there's one thing. Moving a little side from the tracking for a second, like what the Valve Index did with their faceplate on the front of their headset. That you can plug in like modification things. Like they should probably add that in more headsets, because the possibilities of what you can do there is like.
Yeah.
It's
The
like
only reason people haven't done that is that they haven't seen many applications like people have used it. There's only been one or two things that people have actually used that for.
well, no, but what
Mostly
you can
they
do
just put
is,
like a little rag in there.
what people have been doing, which I might actually start doing, is because it kind of gets hot a bit, the headset, because it gets hot. People have been putting like USB fan things and just putting them in there, and it's been cooling the headset. So I think that's also
Yeah.
like, let the community do stuff with the headset. It might not be much now, but in like a year, that could be such a good thing, because
Oh, modification.
modifications that doesn't involve DIYing the whole headset just to make it work. This is this is not DIY. This is just put that in and put the face mask back on, and there you go. So it's not like, oh, you have to put in a USB, you have to do that. No, you just have it there ready for whenever you want to use it. So I think that's what some headsets should have.
Yeah, I think they should be
there
more
is
open source.
USB on-
Kind of like the CV1, where you can pair all these different things to it. I feel like that's the direction all companies need to go in, because you can use the Vive trackers on the CV1 while also having index controllers. I think that's another thing
Yeah,
that
but
the community's recommended that
Yeah.
companies have kind of gone away from.
yeah. So it's like,
yeah.
hopefully in the next few months, years, some bigger titles come on VR, because that would boost it like so much. Like when when Half-Life Alex came out, the Steam VR users went from 1.5 to 2% in like a few days. That's huge comparing how big Steam is with how many people. 2% of users in Steam were using VR headsets. That's insane.
That's your number in the thousands there.
I can't believe it's not more, but yeah.
Well, no, because you don't realize how many accounts there are in Steam, and to
Half of
see,
them are my own.
Probably millions, definitely.
yeah, so to see 2% of it, that's huge.
That's several thousand, if not tens of thousands,
Yeah.
of people just in the 2%.
Yeah, and that's just
It's
using
quite
Steam
insane.
VR.
Yeah,
What
that
about
doesn't even mention the other people
Oculus.
who. Yeah.
Vive.
Vive. Well, no, because Oculus. That's kind of.
Yeah, Vive uses Steam VR.
Yeah.
Do you know what's the
Oh.
one? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
The one headset that I've always kind of looked weird for, because I'm like, I don't know why, are the Pimax headsets.
Okay. I should say they look so odd because they're trying to get as much FOV in as possible. They've made them so wide to make the field of view so realistic. So they look honky and stupid
No,
because of the field of view. But then everything else about them is crap, aside from the field of view and the resolution. That's kind of it.
Yeah, because
Those are
pretty
the only
much
two
you have to buy the base
sides.
station from Vive or now Valve. You have to buy the controllers from Vive or Valve. The only thing you buy is a headset for like $1,000, just the headset, and it's not even that good.
3K version. They go up to 5 and like 8K
Yeah,
resolution.
But the thing is that, yeah, it's like, but the rest is shit.
Yeah, I know the quality, and they just need to. They haven't really built a brand around themselves. They've just built a singular product. They're not really a full company, I don't think. Aside from things like Vive and Oculus, who have like set full kits and stuff.
Yeah.
But you got to think of where Oculus started, where all this started. Other than, wow, my arm freaked out. Other than like back in the day with Nintendo's version of 3D, which crap.
Oh yeah, the Nintendo Labo or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, all the way back, Grandpa times. but after that, you didn't have any virtual reality, or you had really crappy virtual reality that was just not even LCD. And then you get to Oculus, and they're an unknown company. Facebook didn't buy Oculus until it was actually established. And then you had the dev kits that looked as crappy as the ones that you're talking about now. Like, I got a dev kit, and I had to put it together myself. You know?
Legos.
Yeah.
Oculus Lego set. It'll take you a couple days to set up.
I mean, all the companies that are trying to do this will get there. I think, one of the most interesting ones that hasn't been brought up is, Lenovo's. I think Lenovo has a headset out.
Yeah, they have a couple.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the name. Shoot, I can't think of what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like,
there's a lot.
Look that up now.
especially like, there's a headset that didn't come out now. It came out like a few months ago, which is the Star VR. That is a $5,000 headset, but it has eye tracking, big, beautiful field of. I don't know what the field of view. Yeah, it was everything of that headset. I think it had like the one thing it didn't have was like 144 refresh rate. I think it had 120, but the difference on that isn't as big for VR. Anyway, it's not like a huge difference.
Yeah.
But it's a very good. I think it comes with a full kit. Like it has like sensors, it has controllers. So I think the problem with that one is the price is just through the fucking roof. The only people who are gonna buy that are companies.
Yeah, the enterprise businesses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out the names of the Lenovo headsets. It's the Lenovo Mirage and the Lenovo Explorer.
Oh, the Explorer.
I used to have that one.
Dora? What?
Dora
I
the
used to have the
Explorer?
Lenovo.
Oh my god.
And the Mirage one doesn't even exist.
Dora
I think it exists, but then you get there and it's nothing. Oh, grandpa jokes. Hey, can you do me a favor and make sure that I'm actually talking in VR chat? Like,
Yeah, you're
does it
talking. You're
show
good.
me
You're
talking?
good. You're
Okay,
good.
good.
But again with the with headsets and stuff is like, it's been a few years and there's been great amount of like work done for VR in the few years that's been out. People have not been looking at it like, whoa, what is this? But, you know, it's been going through the news.
There's a
Especially,
solid
like,
community.
content creation has gone through the roof recently with a bunch of people. Especially Josh, Mully, and those have been skyrocketing.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, but it's like content creation has pushed this out of what a lot of the news people say dead zone type of area, which it's never been. It's probably been when it fucking just came out. That was probably the dead zone. But since that, it's not been dead by any means. By any means, it's been dead. It's like there's been more people in this than ever. So, like, by no means it's been dead, but, like, fuck, I forgot.
I mean, if you take a look at, like, if we're looking at the progression of VR, I would say 2019, Christmas time, 2019, like, was the year of VR, because that's when the consumer models became readily available in the stores, and
And sold
everyone
out.
wanted it. Yeah, it's sold out. I mean, I want to upgrade my headset. I can't do it because
Yeah.
it's not available.
But some people think of it as a bad thing, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, especially during
In
this quarantine time.
in a sort of way, because that means there's gonna be more toxicity. That's what that's what I have. It's like more people means there's gonna be more people with a toxic behavior, more kids, more of I'm actually gonna talk about this because I was like yesterday I was playing Rocket League with a bunch of friends because it's a fun game and stuff. We were playing some ranked games and stuff, and then all of a sudden we found like these like I don't even call them teenagers because the things they were saying was not okay in any memes. They were like, they were like saying the N word. It was really bad,
Yeah.
the things they were saying. So we're like, I don't want these people in VR because that's worse than being in like any game on a screen, on a computer, because there you can just like pretty much leave, but there you kind of, I don't know, it feels more like real life than anything else.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, when it comes to VR and the progression of readily available toxicity, I guess you
Yeah.
would say. You know, when I was growing up, first off, you didn't have online connectivity, and then all of a sudden the Xbox came out and there was Xbox Live. As soon as you had people that were able to communicate via mic, the toxicity level went up.
Oh yeah, I
You had-
remember those days. Holy shit.
Yeah, you had people introducing basically corrupting words and ideas to kids that got this for Christmas, and it's slowly gotten even worse. I mean, when you get to the fact of VR, now you've implemented one more part, and that's actually seeing the person.
Yeah.
So, like in VR chat, you can become corrupt very quick. Or like in Pavlov, someone can flip you off, and maybe you've never seen someone stick up their middle finger before, and your parents bought you that headset. Like, how are you supposed to be protected?
But that's another thing about like VR chat, it has PC compatibility stuff, and that's what scares me about it. I don't think I want that. As like it's a great thing, yes, but at the end of the day, as YouTubers are using this game more, what happens? The kids start coming in, and because it's a free game, it's not M-rated or anything. I think, and it's easy to get. You don't need like the best of computers for desktop. It's such an easy thing to just grab. It's like, it's scary. Like, I used to go in public worlds and I used to have fun. I used to talk to people. Now I don't even dare. I went yesterday and I just seen 5 no-no squares and I'm like, no. I want to go, and there's like somebody like trying to crash everybody's game. It's like, no, I want to actually go. That's why like every time I see a visitor, I just walk away. Sometimes, cause I'm like, sometimes guess what? I was a user for like a while. I was a user for like 8 months, 9 months, almost I think a year now. And I was fine, but it's like most visitors now are not fine by any means. So it's just the kids and just it's just been corrupting VR slowly. It's gonna happen just like what happened to Xbox and PlayStation toxicity. It's gonna get to that level at some point.
Well, I mean, I think we can agree that we're not in Club Penguin anymore, right?
God, that was toxic sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could
Especially at the end.
Bro. Club Penguin was the best.
It
be.
was.
It was for a bit.
That I'm gonna call it AI, but it's not AI. But the AI for their ban cycles and stuff, and implemented that into something like VR chat. Like that would go crazy.
Because also another thing with VR chat, they don't like. There's not a lot of bans in VR chat. I haven't experienced somebody who got banned from it.
I mean, most of the bans probably come from inappropriate avatars, but
Yeah, but most people block it and just forget about it.
yeah.
So it's like people don't get banned as they should be getting banned for a lot of this stuff.
I would have been banned so many times if there was actually banning. Half of my avatars are not very okay.
You're not okay, but okay.
Okay.
There's your evidence.
Their evidence. Am I on a list?
You're already on so many lists. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Oh man, yeah, several.
So I guess going back to the topic of like favorite games, that's what we were on before.
Yeah. Well, at the
when-
beginning.
Yeah.
So I guess the best game that I've been playing so far, I think I mentioned it in the first one, was The Room.
Yeah.
They came out with the VR version of it, and I think puzzle games in VR are so more in depth, especially with the invention of escape rooms and having those in VR. Things like that with a good storyline are pretty much what I like
Like,
to play.
it's-
if I'm not playing
it's-
anyone.
Especially in quarantine,
Oh yeah.
escape rooms in multiplayer, and
Oh
if
yeah.
with PC support, because not everybody has, because before this quarantine happened, I went to an escape room with a bunch of friends. We had a great time, but I couldn't do another one because the quarantine. If you can find it, if you can make a short one that could be free at least, or a demo of it,
Yeah.
and then pay. Don't make it like a $20 escape room, because nobody's gonna buy that. Somebody might, but it's not worth, like, maybe a $10 one. I would probably buy a $10 escape room to play with friends, but I wouldn't spend more than $10 on an escape room in VR at least.
Yeah.
But they need to make more escape rooms that are multiplayer and hard, fun, and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'll say this, and people that may be hearing this that don't like VR chat are probably going to be like, "Oh no," but I'm serious. I think that something very underrated that you're looking for especially when it comes to VR horror multiplayer. I'm telling you right now, hand to God, VR chat horror maps are extremely underrated and they're fantastic.
And they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, holy
VR
shit.
chat horror maps have
Yeah.
made me scream so loud, like I can't even recall. And if you're doing it with people, it's so fun. And like if you find the right horror map, which there are a lot of horror maps out here that are seriously like put a lot of effort into, and they're about 4 hours long if you're going for a first playthrough. It really I fully recommend it for those who are trying to get scared with their friends because it's a great way to do it.
Especially from official saying, those maps are fucking amazing.
And I was about to say that.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
the Big Sister, the all those are the
The
part
Huggy
one,
Dungeon series.
Yeah, the,
Yeah,
the part
HDS.
1, 2, and 3. The 3 I played part of it. It was good. I liked it.
See, I'll admit,
It was
I've
more
never played
all right. It was
that.
more gruesome. That was the thing. It was
It's not
a little
even
more-
that. I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but like HDS, I'd very like fully recommend if you're wanting
Yeah.
to get scared. It's
So-
just HDS, like if you're getting invested into the story, it kind of falls flat.
So
But-
I tried to play a horror map, and I couldn't get into it for some reason. I guess there must have been someone else in the map that they couldn't see
Yeah.
me out the whole time. But I watched off of Discord just the first-person view of someone else playing, and man, like I don't like horror. I don't like horror. I
Horror.
don't like horror, but I wanted to play the game just by watching them having fun together. And it's all about the community, really.
Yeah.
I mean, our multiplayer games are really the base of this whole thing.
Exactly. It's like, it's just if you can make a good VR game, not even a game, VR chat. Also, VR chat. You can make a mini game in VR chat.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you know how to use Unity, you can fucking make a great map, like the official Sane series that the
Yeah.
Huggies Dungeon
Series.
that's such a great series and stuff. So it's like they could just do that, but in VR chat, and then if people really like it, you could probably make a game for like $1 or as much as you want. I don't know. Depends on if you can do it or not. Make a game into it, and bam, that's pretty much how a lot of I've seen some games that came from VR chat, and then they slowly made it into their own game from VR chat.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we may want to talk about this on another podcast, but as an adult, as like a 27, I would think that the development that kids are getting into for these things, like you talked about knowing Unity, no one would ever think about the modeling or anything like that when computers back, like even in the early 2000s, no one thought about that. But I think that VR has opened up a new gateway, kind of like how Minecraft did, into development. And
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. And I'm really excited to see what the new technology field's going to be like. Because I'm in it myself. I'm an IT professional.
So it's like, yeah. But I don't know what I can add to that. But again, with the thing that we forgot of this. This is the topic I wanted to talk to, that we can talk to for a few minutes. What's happening with Beat Saber with rhythm games in Twitch and YouTube? They're getting
Oh, yeah.
hammered now. Some professional Beat Saber players have stopped streaming completely and deleted all their videos and everything out of fear that they might get repercussion from it due to these companies. They're like music companies. They're not making money as they're used to because of the quarantine. They can't make as much money as they used to. So now they're going for the people who are taking their songs, and now they're just trying to get the money off them.
Yeah.
Bad revenue, yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. So it's like, I don't know.
Actually, just happened to Josh.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna hold back on this one until you guys are done because I kind of am on the record label side, so I want to hear you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard about Josh's little situation, but he just recently tried to release the Green Gang track, and apparently some other corporation that is associated to Josh's music copyrighted that. And so apparently a corporation regarding Josh's music was made behind his back, and I'm not an expert, but I think a lawsuit could really be like pulled on that. And I hope it happens.
yeah. That
But
is like that is.
I was
not-
very angry to hear that. I hope everything goes well for them, but
Holy
It's
shit.
pretty broken.
Jeez.
You too. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. That's like is it because of the like how was it because of the music or because they made everything, so it's like so somebody just like, oh, I made this song and then kind of like claimed
He
it
said it
pretty
was-
much.
well, the song was made from scratch, and there was nothing associated to that corporation that they could have copyrighted.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, all in all, main nail in the coffin, Josh wrote and produced this song
Yeah.
by himself.
Yeah.
And this whole other corporation is taking it.
Huh.
It's illegal. It's yeah.
That
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely agree that, if he made it and he has the files and the documentation, because that's one of the things that they look at is, like, when was the file created, and you can actually look at the timestamps and stuff. That can't be altered, and, I mean, that sucks. But when we're talking about Beat Saber and the copyrights on that, that's a whole different story, and I'm ready for the comment section because
And actually Beat
Yeah,
Saber
comment.
twittered, I think put a tweet out that said all the songs that are copyrightable are the songs that you can buy, but most of the like Sound Pack 1, Sound Pack 2, they're not you might not get copyrighted from. So there's a big maybe on that one. So it's
So,
like
All
even
the default songs.
all the default songs might be okay, but they're not 100% positive if somebody's gonna pull a stupid thing on them.
So I think if we're talking about a solution for this, because in my understanding, I was thinking that you were saying that people were using modded Beat Saber and uploading any song that they wanted to, and that's where they're copyrighted. 'Cause if that's
No,
the
they're
case, then
copywriting
that's right. No.
Everything. Their channels are getting copies, like their whole channel getting a strike due to this. So
Yeah.
this is bad. They are literally crushing the Beat Saber community a lot. I don't know how many people got affected by this or are getting affected, but
But
it-
unfortunately, when it comes down to it, like, that terms and conditions that we kind of just graze by when Steam pops up with Saber, like, those types of things, in there it probably says that any unlawful use of this, even in streaming and that sort of thing, is.
yeah, there might be like
copyright.
in the middle there might be like you can't use any of these fucking songs. Fuck you. Or like
Yeah, but it's like Apple. Like your actual iPhone, if you own an iPhone, you don't own that iPhone. It's
Yeah.
still owned by the Apple Corporation. All that sort of thing, the hardware and all of that is not actually owned by you. You are renting that hardware, and they can take it back whenever they want.
Yeah.
And that's
Watch the Adam ruins everything on
That's-
the technology.
Yeah, well, but that's more
fucking
written
gets a
in for
lawsuit by
recall.
Apple. You weren't supposed to say that.
That's more written in for recalls. Like if they wanted to recall the latest iPhone because it blows up, kind of like the Samsung, like they could do that. But in this case, when they're doing the copyright strikes, if it's a song that's implemented into the software, and Facebook owns this software, right? Facebook owns Beat Saber. They should automatically know because they're a social network that it's going to be streamed, and the songs that are actually in the software itself should not be copyrighted.
Yeah.
Under my agreement. I mean, I know Linkin Park or Green Day or whatever band is in there, and I never.
No, but
play it.
the band should have agreed to, hey, this might be on YouTube
Exactly.
due to being a fucking song in a game. If you're playing a game, it's probably gonna be on YouTube.
So should
Yeah.
this
Or on
should this
Twitch.
trickle down? Like, should this trickle down like it is, or should it go back to Facebook and say, Facebook, you should pay the bands for using this?
No, but this is not only happening on Beat Saber, but multiple things. So it's like,
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it should go back to. I'm not saying, hey, steal their music, but I'm saying, hey, don't fucking crush their career like that.
Yeah, they are taking original content, but then they are making their own original content from it, and I think that should be a separation. Like, they're making something new out of it. It's not like they're singing their song and just saying it's my song.
Yeah, if it's transformative, it's
And
not.
it's not like they're ripping it from the original music and just plopping it in their channel. They are literally some people make the map, put in the song, do everything, post it on YouTube, and then get crushed by these things. It's like, what's going on? It's like
Yeah.
like if they should not get like, okay, maybe they should, like, hey, probably don't do that, but you can't go like that hard on them. You can't like, oh yeah, your channel's deleted. Fuck you. Have a nice day. It's
But
like
I
you
guess
can't-
to sum up what I was saying, if they're using the software as it should be used with no modifications, then they shouldn't be copyrighted. If they're using it as modifications, then that's a whole different lawsuit.
yeah, then that's a okay. You made it, but the thing is that Beat Saber says, hey, you should do this. This is fun. So it's like, it's also like, hey, Beat Saber's like, they should say, if you do this, there might be a problem on YouTube. They should address that. Because they probably know that it has a problem by doing this. They have to know. They like, why wouldn't they support modding? They really they do. The only
It's all
problem,
about money, though.
so it's like, pretty much modding saved Beat Saber a lot. Like, most people want to play Beat Saber is because these YouTubers are doing these nice songs, doing full body and stuff, and that's how it's going. What they should do is they should start adding songs for free in the, like, Beat Saber does like things like oh, what are the most popular songs they have here, and then start adding them to the list. And if they make a Beat Saber Beat Saber game, they can do it. They can use it without any repercussion. They need to do something to, like, make, because this could really hurt Beat Saber in a negative. It really can just hurt it.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Because it's not helping the creators, it's not helping the game. The only thing it's helping is the people the companies that are like, hey, we're broke, can I have your money? I know you worked 100 hours on this, but I actually need money, so can I have it? Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's reasonable why they're getting striked and the videos are getting taken down. I don't agree with it, but it makes sense. They have bots that go after and they look for this example, they look for the song, and then if they hear the song, that they copyright it, and that's within copyright
Yeah, it's literally
laws.
Yeah,
So they're legally correct for the most part,
but they can
but
just
it's
channel
not
strike.
reasonable.
They can
Yeah,
just
they shouldn't
channel
do that.
strike and then make them, like, some people have lost their channels due to this.
Mm.
People
I think that
have changed. They have literally stopped playing Beat Saber forever and changed to different games because of what's happening. So you can't tell me this is okay.
yeah, it's difficult. I mean, you're talking about a whole different generation of thought. Copywriting back in the day be a physical thing. Now
Yeah.
it's a digital thing, and that's harder to track, and that's harder to defend ultimately. And I think the music corporations are finding that out. I don't know if you guys remember, but all the way with Napster, when Napster came out and they were pirating music, There was a huge thing that shut down.
T-Series.
Yeah, there you go. Well, like T-Series buying subs or creating bots that are subscribing to their.
But especially
Like-
they pirated songs.
Yeah,
They-
Pirated a lot of things. T-Series was kind of just a pirate in general.
yeah. But I mean, it's
They're
just
roaming the
so
sea.
hard. Like, how do you defend yourself when the content is not something that's tangible? Like, you can't physically say like, here you go, I made this. You know, it's more of like, okay, I know that you had this content, I made something new. Now let me show you on my computer.
And especially like there was a time where if you said some words, people would like a company would copy straight you. Oh, that's the name of our song. Sorry, you
Yep,
can't
yep.
use that. I'm like the fuck, it's literally saying hello. You can't fucking copy straight a common word like that.
The word hello, yeah. It's like, oh, what's her name? Cardi B trying to copyright her phrase, okay? Like, what the fuck was that about? Like, it's just so difficult to, and I totally agree that the quarantine has a lot to do with this stuff, because when people are sitting around, they find new ways to make money, and unfortunately, in this respect, the biggest thing that's making money right now is Twitch stream channels, and that's what we're talking about, like, within the VR community. And they have to go after it. I mean, that's how the corporation's going to make money.
And, like,
so it's all
Like in
Really?
Twitch, it's like it's so hard if you don't write Beat Saber in the thing. Like there's no categories for VR anymore. They don't know what happened. They just took it away.
all the
So that's already something hard for Beat Saber community and VR community in general. Now they put this that they're just destroying YouTube streamers. That's even harder for them. So like they're just piling up, trying to destroy VR in general. Just like putting stuff like look at Valorant, look at Fortnite, look at Minecraft, and just hide these channels that are really trying their best to get this going, but the Twitch is not helping them at all. It's like
Yeah.
you would think Twitch kind of would step up and say, "Hey, look, Beat Saber. Oh, hey, look, like Pavlov. Like there should be at least a VR tag or something that could like, hey, look, there's playing VR. Go check it out." I don't know. It's like they don't try to make it better. They try to make it worse for them.
Yeah.
I kind of get where they're coming from, since VR is not a major industry right now. Like it's not as big as some other things, so they're worried about promoting it in case people don't like it and they keep on seeing it on their feed. They're more likely to like not use the site or something. I like it's why a lot of AAA companies haven't made games in VR, because they're not sure if
They don't-
it's still a viable option.
The thing is, they just don't want to spend money for something they don't want to.
Yeah, it could go and bite them in the ass because
It's pretty
VR
much-
isn't big enough.
It's
like,
pretty much the only thing they're worrying about is money.
mainly, yeah.
Because the rest is like, I don't think any player will really fucking hate you for making a VR game. Like,
No, not really.
unless it's utter garbage, like gonna throw up, I'm dying, garbage, you are not gonna get hate for it.
Well, I think if
Of
you
course
go
you're gonna,
back-
of course you're gonna get hate for it, because there's always gonna be some bad things about it. But if you make a good game, it's probably not gonna get hate.
Well, I think the biggest example would be Boneworks. I mean, that was literally a game made with the love of VR. Like that's why it was created.
Yeah.
I don't think that the creator of Boneworks, which was
Oh,
guy that used to be on Rocket Jump with Freddie Wong, I don't think that he looked at it as a
Below
way to
Zero. Sorry.
make money. I think it was the reason of loving the community and loving the game, you know.
Yeah.
So, but what you're talking about, ultimately, money makes the world go around, and I think it's never going to stop. It's just something that we have to talk about and we have to investigate.
But also, Boneworks had a little more of an advantage due to who made the game.
Yeah,
Because the people who made it made Duck season, and that VR game was pretty popular back. It's still pretty good. It's just not as there are not as many videos as there was before. Actually, I need to try that game.
A narrator's video on that one. That looked fun.
So,
That's
Duck
like-
hunting.
are we running out of time? Or?
That's all we got.
You know, I was gonna say, how much time has it been?
So
We've
you
been
want to end the
like
outro?
we can end it here.
All right, guys, that's today's podcast. I'm your grandpa.
Extended reality.
Kaiomi.
Julie Hooks.
Usual.
And
Thanks
And thanks for watching the VR
VR
Squad
Squad
podcast.
Woo!